My journey began at Newark Penn Station, a place of constant motion. People rushed by, but some weren't going anywhere. On benches and in corners, I saw people with nowhere else to go. This was my first real look at New Jersey's homeless crisis. The numbers I'd heard before suddenly had faces. A young man stared blankly at the floor. An older woman shivered under a thin blanket. These weren't just people without homes. They were people the world had forgotten. The contrast was stark. Outside, the Garden State's prosperity. Inside, a garden of despair. The smell of unwashed clothes mixed with fast food. The sounds of hurried announcements interrupted by quiet coughs. Two worlds side by side, one moving forward, the other stuck. I realized this was a story that demanded to be told. As I traveled through Trenton, Camden, and Atlantic City, I saw the same pattern: makeshift encampments, people asking for change. The crisis wasn't isolated, it was woven into the fabric of the state. It was a quiet epidemic, hiding in plain sight. Many have become numb to it, but once you truly see it, you can't look away. It changes how you see the places you thought you knew. The faces at the station stayed with me. Their silent presence was a call to pay attention. This was more than a statistic. It was a human emergency. The journey I set out on had changed before it even began, and I knew I couldn't turn back. To understand New Jersey's crisis, you have to understand fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. On the streets, it's cheap, potent, and deadly. Just a few grains can kill. Dealers mix it into heroin, cocaine, even fake pills, often without users knowing. This is why overdose rates have soared. First responders now carry naloxone, but sometimes even that isn't enough. Fentanyl creates a short-lived euphoria, followed by agonizing withdrawal. The pain drives people to seek it again and again, trapping them in addiction. For those on the streets, fentanyl numbs both physical and emotional pain. But the escape is brief, and the cost is devastating. It deepens isolation, making it harder to connect with help. The search for the next dose becomes all-consuming. Fentanyl isn't just a drug, it's a force dismantling lives, one person at a time, and it's everywhere on New Jersey's streets. Homelessness and fentanyl addiction feed off each other. Imagine losing your home, desperate for relief. Fentanyl offers escape, but soon takes control. Addiction makes it nearly impossible to break free from homelessness. Daily life becomes a cycle of seeking and using the drug. Jobs and appointments fall by the wayside. Survival narrows to a single goal. Shelters often require sobriety, pushing many to the streets where they can keep using. Fentanyl destroys social ties. Family and friends drift away. Isolation deepens and hope fades. Physical and mental health decline rapidly. Malnutrition, illness, paranoia, and depression set in. Homelessness makes people vulnerable to addiction. Addiction keeps them homeless. It's a downward spiral, hard to escape. Breaking the cycle takes more than a bed or detox. It needs a comprehensive approach. Both crises must be addressed together. Otherwise, the cycle continues. For travelers, the crisis is impossible to ignore. Moving through New Jersey's cities, you encounter raw human suffering. At stations and terminals, you see people using drugs, asking for help, or simply trying to survive. It changes your sense of safety and the character of public spaces. Parks, libraries, and transit hubs feel tense, caught between commuters and those with nowhere else to go. Delays and disruptions, often due to overdoses, become part of the journey. Bathrooms close to prevent drug use, inconveniencing everyone. The atmosphere is uneasy, a silent conflict playing out in public. As a traveler, you witness a community struggling to cope. The images and stories stay with you long after you leave. The crisis becomes part of your travel story, a lesson in the inequalities just beneath the surface. It's not just a local issue, it's a reality that shapes the entire state, and it's impossible to forget. In Trenton, I met Michael, a former contractor. An injury led to painkillers, then heroin, then fentanyl. He lost his job, family, and home, never imagining this would be his life. In Atlantic City, Sarah, just 22, aged out of foster care and ended up on the streets. Drugs helped her forget the fear. Now she's pregnant and desperate to get clean. Every clinic has a waiting list. "I want to be a good mom, but I'm scared," she told me. These stories aren't rare, they echo across New Jersey. A veteran with PTSD, an elderly man who lost his apartment after his wife died. Each story began with a life like ours. A job loss, a medical crisis, a family breakdown. One event can send a life spiraling. These personal accounts move the issue beyond statistics. They remind us that behind every number is a human being. Michael and Sarah aren't just cautionary tales. They deserve dignity and a chance to rebuild. Their voices are a call to action. We must see the person, not just the problem. Hearing their stories broke my heart and made me angry at a system that lets so many fall through the cracks. They are not invisible. They are us in different circumstances, and they need us to care. Amid the crisis, there are glimmers of hope. In Camden, I visited a drop-in center where people could eat, shower, and get help with IDs and benefits. Social workers and volunteers treated everyone with respect. Some police departments now connect people to recovery specialists instead of making arrests. Newark's mobile outreach teams bring food, water, and medical care directly to encampments. They build trust, one conversation at a time. Faith-based groups open their doors for meals and companionship, breaking the isolation of life on the streets. These efforts are heroic, saving lives every day. But the need is overwhelming. Funding is tight, shelters are full, and waiting lists are long. Local heroes are patching holes in a dam that's about to break. Their work shows what's possible, but it needs to be scaled up. More support, more resources, and more political will are essential. Community care is vital, but it can't do it alone. The blueprint is there. We just need to build on it. Hope survives, but it needs help. My journey through New Jersey revealed a crisis deeper than I imagined. It's about housing, healthcare, and hope, made deadlier by fentanyl. We can't look away. These are our neighbors, our community. Solutions require affordable housing, mental health care, and addiction treatment. Together, not separately. We need more funding for frontline organizations and policies that prioritize compassion over punishment. But real change starts with us. Choose compassion over judgment. See the human being, not the inconvenience. Support local charities, educate yourself, demand more from leaders. Every act of kindness chips away at stigma and isolation. There is hope, in volunteers' eyes, in Sarah's dream for her child. The human spirit is resilient, but it needs support. The road ahead is long, but we must walk it together. A society is measured by how it treats its most vulnerable. Let's choose to lift people up and believe in second chances. The future of the Garden State depends on it.